It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Adam, it's Mark in South Carolina. I loved your conversation with Jeff Foxworthy regarding the 280ZX. The first time I ever went over 100 miles an hour in a car, I was a 13-year-old, and an older kid on the football team took me in his 280ZX, and I was sitting on the hump in the back seat. Lack of back seat. Got to get it on. Good memories.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
Yeah, man. Adam YENSER is here. Good dude. Funny comedian.
Thanks. Good to be back.
Good joke writer. Got his Dry Bar special out there. You can look for. What's the easiest way to find your special?
Dry Bar, it's called Adam YENSER, not big enough to cancel. But if you look at my name in Dry Bar, it'll come up.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
All right, so you got some news for us?
Yeah, labor leader Cesar Chavez in trouble. Abuse allegations against Cesar Chavez prompt calls for renaming streets and schools. Lionized as a leader of the Latino labor movement, Chavez's legacy is now crippled. The allegations have sparked call to rename streets, schools, and other facilities that bear his name. A New York Times investigation details the testimonies of two women, now in their 60s, who accused Chavez of years-long sexual abuse beginning in the 1970s when they were 12 and 13, and Chavez was in his 40s. His fellow labor rights activist Dolores Huerta, who's now 95, also came forward.
95.
95. I think she was a little younger when he...
Yeah, she's probably in her 80s.
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't pull that mic up to you, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just better.
Bit. There we go.
So it's the problem. Here's the problem. If you got a group with a large group to pull from, as far as heroes go, then you can toss heroes because there's always a backup. Mm-hmm. You know, so we white guys, we have a pretty big pool, right?
We can cross one off and move to the next one.
So we go, you know, Joe Paterno got caught up in this. All right, well, you know what? Bring in Neil Armstrong. We'll use him.
I'm a Penn State guy. I was hoping he would come up.
Sorry. I had to bring him up.
No
but
worries.
my whole point is we can get rid of half the founding fathers. We still got Abe Lincoln.
Yeah.
Never know. Mexicans, they don't got a deep pool. They're not a lot of heroes over there, right?
Well, they ran out of them for the Modelo commercials.
Right. They used them all up in the Modelo
now
commercials.
They're on to the fans.
Right. So Cesar Chavez was one, you know, like I'm from L.A., and so you guys had Antonio Villaraigosa, who was the mayor of Los Angeles for what felt like 300 years, who's a fucking retard, who failed the bar 4 times. Failed it 4 times and then didn't take it a 5th time, by the way, because he figured out he was too fucking dumb to pass the bar. And we made that guy mayor of Los Angeles. So you guys don't have a lot of heroes. You have a retard who used to be the mayor of Los Angeles, who now works for, he works for like Nutrisystems or something, Herbalife or something like that. He's a fucking loser retard. All right, so you only have a handful of winners. It's sort of like with the Mexicans out here, at least. Now, look, you know, you maybe got your Pancho Villas or something wherever your homeland, but I'm saying on this soil, it's slim pickings.
Yeah.
Like the only people that are...
They can't change it to Pancho Villa Boulevard and Pancho Villa High School.
The only people that really have slimmer pickings than the Mexicans are the Japanese. You guys got Yoko Ono and George Takei, the 2 biggest fucking idiots I've ever met. Like the 2 worst artists on the 2 biggest complaining assholes on the fucking planet. And those are your 2 most famous Japanese. Is that?
Yeah,
that's all you got. Mexicans tough too. Like sometimes they'll do that thing. Well, they'll go, you know, there are plenty of influential and famous black female inventors.
Yes.
There's Marjorie Johnson. She invented the ironing board. Okay. By the way, every table's an ironing board. Yep. No one invented an ironing board. 10 minutes after well, what about the guy invented peanut butter? Okay. Yeah. That ain't a lot.
It's that and windshield wipers, I remember. Because they were always... When I was at the Ellen show, she would always want to do monologues about all the things women have invented.
Yeah.
And every time we researched it, it was the same 5 things come up on
Windshield
Google.
wipers.
It's
By
just
the way,
every single thing is always the same
there's
list.
a couple things. They invented... So-and-so's Mickey Dolenz mom from the Monkees or whatever. Someone invented whiteout. That's another female thing. That's you putting white nail polish on typos. It's not... And also... Things like windshield wipers. 10 minutes after a car was invented in like 10 minutes after the invention of the windshield, the first day it rained, somebody thought, it's not like we wouldn't have windshield wipers today.
It wasn't an industrial
And by the way,
revolution leap.
and let me tell you, a woman invented windshield wipers. A woman told a dude to make windshield wipers. There should be something that moves the water, and then the guy fucking did all the work. That's what happened. So it's very slim pickings for the Mexicans. So they took Cesar Chavez and they turned him into a folk hero. Like they went big. Now I'm from Southern California. And remember, my mom was a hippie and Cesar Chavez was a leader, a labor union leader for the farm workers of whatever.
United Farm workers.
Yeah.
And we had a boycott of grapes. Look it up. There was a grape boycott. We boycotted grapes.
That'll learn them.
In like 1974 or something. There was a grape boycott like 1974. And I remember my mom going, we're not crossing the line. Like, we're not buying grapes.
Yeah. And
I'm
how
like,
old were you at this time?
I'm 8 or 10 or whatever. Like, we're doing a grape boycott. And I was like, 74, grape boycott. But I was like, all right, Mom, but we're also boycotting steak, air conditioning, pork chops, my own fucking room. Like, I feel like going to Disneyland. What other boycotts am I unaware of that we will not cross the line? We're boycotting Oreo cookies, Jell-O instant pudding, Captain Crunch. We're boycotting lunch meat. We're boycotting, evidently, there's a lot of shit the Carollas were boycotting back then. Grapes officially, the grape boycott, part of the Border United Farm Workers, UFW movement by Cesar Chavez, Dolores Huerta. Oh, that's the one. Was substantial efforts, blah, blah, blah. So I remember the boycott. Now, so here's the thing. Here, I got mixed feelings about Cesar Chavez because on one hand, I'm not down with having sex with the underage girls or the rape or whatever he's accused of. On the other hand, he used to use the term wetback all the time. And I'm
you're
like,
very pro that?
Yeah, I gotta kind of go like, dude, you know what I mean? You got to separate. You know, it's like Hitler's bad, but he did love his dog.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so this guy's a serial rapist, but he said wetback all the time. And I was like...
Now, maybe they could, on all the signs, just instead of renaming them, they could put a little asterisk. And then
Yeah.
at the bottom of the sign, there's a long descriptor of
We're going to
we
need
approve. And
that. People think he was some sort of hero and pro immigrant. He wasn't. The people in the union were the people. So this guy did not want illegals coming across the border, swimming the Rio Grande. Thus, he called them wetbacks. He did not want that because they would undercut his union workers.
He wanted the farm workers here.
Farm workers here, for the sake of argument, we're getting $5 an hour to pick grapes. These guys will do for $3 an hour. So he didn't want it, which I know the guy's a hero to the left, but he's kind of making Trump's point. All right, here we go. Sorry.
I find very interesting. Would you say that it's, at this particular moment, as important as any of the other problems facing the union?
Oh, yes. In the last 3 weeks, the last 2 weeks, it has become an emergency for us. Well, there's an awful lot of illegals coming in. By the hundred, by the thousands, our people are not only in some of the crews where there's now strike breaking, some of those crews are 100% illegals. Outright, openly, with no attempt to disguise it. And so it's so bad now that we estimate 60 to 70% of the farm workers in California are the resident worker, are the citizen, is out of a job because of the wetbacks. They're coming in by the thousands. Just
Snuck that wetback in there. So again, even a broken clock is right twice a day.
And now, from your analysis, do you think, I feel like these allegations just came out in the New York Times, but I feel like there's always rumblings that people kind of know there's something shady. Like, people know that beforehand. Do you think that because the Mexicans don't have a deep well to pull from, maybe Biden opened the border because they were like, if we bring 3 million of them in, we're going to need to replace one of these heroes soon?
There's an element of, look, Martin Luther King, had some extramarital affairs.
Yes,
They don't really talk about that often. You know what I mean? So there's an element of protecting, your guy.
Yes.
But again, blacks have a deeper bench to go to.
Yeah.
And they don't, but the Mexicans, they don't have a deep, I mean, it's Mario Lopez, I guess. Got to be a top fiver. Like, what? Where?
Mario Lopez High School and Mario Lopez intersection.
Well, listen, I know Mario. He's a fucking family man. He's a good dude.
We can
why
nominate
not
him to Karen Bass as the replacement.
Why not we replace the Cesar
yeah, no,
Chavez
he's the
boulevard
yeah,
with Mario
Lopez Ravine?
He's in this town. He's fucking paying taxes. He's always working.
I think you solved this one. I think that's good.
Dolores Herta's 95. Hold on. Karen Bass just signed a proclamation renaming Cesar Chavez Day holiday as Farm Workers Day. First Columbus, and now this.
Well, first of all, all our problems are solved now that we got.
In L.A. In L.A. Yeah.
I have a more sinister view on it. I believe they knew all this shit. They knew everything about this dude for the longest time. Now it's convenient to get rid of him because of his stance against illegal immigration, and they don't want that catching on. So get him out, rename everything, wipe him out of the thing, and keep allowing illegal immigration.
That was kind of a Tim Walz thing, where it's like they knew about all this shit. They vetted him. They just figured they'd win, and they wouldn't have to do anything about it.
But he was convenient for them for the longest time. Now it's inconvenient.
Yes.
Now he's gone.
Yeah. Well, there's a great clip of Joe Biden putting Cesar Chavez's bust up.
Oh, really?
In the Oval Office, which is great. But here's the thing, and I don't defend, we'll listen to it, and then I'll defend Biden.
Chavez has inspired millions, including me. I was proud to place the bust of his likeness in my office. So if you walk in my office, you can't forget what he taught us. Chavez instilled in our nation the principle that our ambition must be broad enough to include the aspirations and needs of others for their sakes and for our own. We have no finer role model than Cesar Chavez.
Right. So to be fair, I'll defend Biden. Somebody put the bust in the Oval Office and then handed him a script, and he said,
"Oh yeah,
why do we have a Casey Kasem's head in my office?" And they went, "No, it's Cesar Chavez." And he went, "Who's that? Was that guy do the lawn?" And he goes, No. Just fucking read this, would you? You got Mexicans who want to vote for you. Okay, and pretend like you mean it.
Yeah. And he probably had to read the script 5 times before he stumbled over aspirations. There was a lot of big words.
There was a lot of big words. That was 7 takes they put together there. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, the guy's from fucking Delaware.
Yeah.
You think he knows? He's got his finger on the pulse of the grape picking scene in SoCal in the mid-'70s.
He's got the inside track from Baccaria.
He was eating grapes that whole time.
Yeah, he knows Javier Baccaria. Right. Yeah, nobody knows the Latinos like Joe Biden does. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't know who he is, so let's be fair.
Well, we got some more LA issues also. California's unfinished wildlife bridge to nowhere has now topped $100 million. In 2022, California Governor Gavin Newsom broke ground on the Wallace-Annenberg Wildlife Crossing, a project featuring an overpass for animals atop 10 lanes of the 101 freeway in Southern California.
Hold on. This just in. Wallace Annenberg was a serial rapist, so we got to
read the Mario Lopez
overpass. Mario, I'm gonna get everything named after you.
I looked it up. So Wallace Annenberg, she's a philanthropist that started funding this bridge, but clearly she didn't fund enough of it to pay for it. I don't think you can get your name on it anymore if taxpayers are covering $54 million worth. But,
it's over $100 million. It's just like a dirt bridge that goes over the 101 that any normal person would go, that can be built for the price of like a medium-sized house in Reseda.
Yeah.
And yet it's over $100 million, which is just shows it's all grift and graft in LA. Everything's insane. Somebody started putting up pictures of their bridges in different
From other states, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Colorado's $15 million bucks, you know? And like, by the way, Colorado's not free. They got their Democrats over there. They're wasting money.
Yeah.
But it's $15 million bucks for an overpass. We just can't. Well, by the way, we can't do anything. That's what I'm trying to like. I try to tell people this all the time. Like, elect this, get that. I go, you don't get it. These people don't do anything. They talk about stuff.
And they turn it into a grift, like you said. One of their excuses for it continue is they said something for every like $11 million they spend, it creates 10,000 jobs or something of people working on this thing.
Yeah, but it's like this. It's like me going. It's like me walking into the next room and taking a bunch of plastic forks in a box and throwing them on the ground and going, all right, I'll give you $10 to clean that up.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, I've created a job, everybody, except for it's still a fucking waste.
Yes.
Yes.
And we have a video here. The woman who's in charge of this, her name here is Beth Pratt. She's saying the bridge will be used for everything from monarch butterflies to mountain lions. So monarch butterflies fly, but apparently they need a bridge also to get over the road. And here she is. She's basically blaming the over-budget thing on Trump's tariffs. And things.
Yeah, but it started 10 minutes ago.
Yes.
The bridge, they started 5 years ago.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
When we started stage 1 and we're waiting to start stage 2, the world changed beneath us, though. This spring, construction costs increased considerably. And although we were holding reserves to finish construction, all those are exhausted at this point because of tariffs, inflation, and so many other factors impacting construction projects, not just ours. So we need your help one more time to get us to the finish line and help us build back those reserves so that we can ensure that we finalize construction by November, so we can all cut that ribbon together. What a moment that will be. And like you, I can't wait to see that first mountain lion cost. The promise to P22 will be fulfilled.
By the way, can I say this? If this thing is ever finished, Mexicans are going to do a street takeover. They're going to be guys in Dodge Challengers doing Brodies in the middle of this fucking thing. They're going to pull all the wire out of the lights, and the LAPD is just going to sit there and watch and go, there's nothing. There's nothing. I cannot wait for the street takeover of the fucking bridge. Guys, we'll put them in those, like, quads.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have them in those four-wheeler quads, and they'll just be doing fucking donuts.
Wheelies across the thing on those little mini motorbikes.
Yeah. Oh, God. Also, anybody with a straight face in LA goes, look, we just need a couple of more dollars to finish that train. Like, are you fucking... I would rather speed in my car and throw it out the fucking window. It would go to better use than give you more fucking money for one of your projects that never ends.
Yeah. And I love that woman's outfit with just holding the
stuffed puma.
She reminds me of when in the early days of like American Idol and like the X Factor, every now and then somebody would walk out and just from their look or they were just a crazy character and Simon would immediately be like, no, this isn't happening.
Right.
I feel like when she comes to pitch this project, you just see that and you go, no.
She looks insane.
We're not going to do this.
We did the Hoover Dam in 5 years, everybody. Yeah. We can't build the overpass in 5 years.
In the LA Fire Department news, 4 of the 5 members of the Board of Fire Commissioners, which oversees the Los Angeles Fire Department, are stepping down at a time when the department is under intense scrutiny because of its missteps in handling the devastating Palisades fire. The departures, they include board members. They're all women with 3 names. There's
okay, let me tell you something.
Yes.
Hyphenated name chicks.
Yes.
Oh, they're the worst.
Yep.
Okay, let's hear the lead woman's name. Let's just sit on this for a second.
There's first Janethia Hudley Hayes.
Okay. I just picture a bunch of fat women of color doing fucking nothing all day.
And she's 81 to top it. So
really? Janethia, who was formerly like a school union person?
Yeah.
Okay.
School board member.
Okay, so we'll go in order again.
Yep.
Janethia.
Then we've got...
get the full name. Sorry, Janethia.
Janethia Hudley Hayes.
Okay.
Then next we've got Corinne Tapia Babcock.
Another effective name.
Yep. Then we've got Jimmy Woods Gray. Jimmy is the name, but it's a woman.
Jimmy Woods Gray. So we got all three hyphenated so far, and all three chicks. And you know what? I'll say it once, I'll say it again. It's important to get women of color in positions of power so we can fix this fucking city, right?
Yes.
You imagine how much more of it would have burned if these were white guys with just two names?
Yeah.
Instead of three?
They wouldn't have that extra name to lend them credibility.
Yes.
And then the fourth one has only two names, but it's Sharon Dulagok.
Well, that's a big name.
Yeah, it's an impressive name.
Here's what we do, and everyone hates me, but I mean it. And everyone goes, what's wrong with DEI? What's wrong with DEI? This is what's wrong with DEI. Look, you can appoint as many ceremonial bullshit, doesn't do anything jobs as you fucking want, but at some point when it comes down to fire panel or commission, shit burns down. And you need competent people in those positions. And they can be women of color, but most often aren't. And we need the board to represent the best we have, not the diversification of whatever. And this is the fucking problem. I don't know why. It's not a racist thought. It's just a meritocracy thought. Now, listen. All the ceremonial bullshit jobs you guys create, knock yourself out with the fat black lesbians. Go nuts. But when it comes to real important jobs, then we need boring white guys or fat black lesbians who are really good at fire prevention.
Who are qualified or have done it before,
Right.
Like one of the things they suggested as these commissioners were leaving is instead of 5 to expand it to 7 and include an active duty and retired LAFD member. And it's like, how is that not already part of having someone who knows what they're doing?
What is their title again?
It is the Board of Fire Commissioners.
Right, but nobody who's ever been in a firehouse.
No, there's a school board member and a fat black lesbian.
So fucking... Here's what I'm saying, people. Eventually, people die with your bullshit DEI stuff. Eventually. Again, it doesn't... Look, you let the chick on to the campus of Harvard, even though her SAT scores weren't as good as the Asian chick, and toss the Asian chick off. Nobody dies. But you give them these kind of important positions, and yes, people get killed. Also, and I'll play you the clip. People forget about this. We played it right after the fire. This is totally insane. What is this dude's or chick's name? Yeah. This is our position, I guess. LAFD. I can't read. Assistant chief. All right. The assistant chief of the LA Fire Department is a large brown woman, and she's going to sit down and give us her feelings on fire prevention.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person a little bit more ease.
Pause it. First off, that's an insanely racist thought. It's an insanely racist thought. And I think there's a lot of projection. I think a lot of black and brown people are actually racist, and they think we invented racism, so we're going to have this kind of racist thought. I have no idea and no thoughts about the color or even gender of the person that shows up to my house. Yes. I just want them to show up. And by the way, I would half the time a fire department shows up, it's like the middle of the night and you're asleep and stuff.
And like, they've got full gear.
They have full gear and it's dark outside.
You don't know whether they look like you or not.
Yeah, so...
and you don't care if they're qualified, then...
Right, although I would prefer a dude if I need to be carried out of the house. But anyway...
And in good shape, not a bulging body under the fire suit.
So not a fat broad. But anyway, she's going to explain that you want a person that looks like you. It's also... The insinuation is like, well, a white fireman is going to help a white guy, but he's not going to help a black guy. And a black fireman might not help a white guy. It's like, are you fucking nuts? Get your badge, take your oath, and do your job. No one cares. All right, but here it is. Sorry.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person a little bit more ease, knowing that somebody might understand their situation better. Is she strong enough to do this? Or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
Okay. Only 5% of working firemen are women. Somebody edited that and then okayed it and then put it on the internet. You fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Are you nuts? Your husband? Sayonara. Tough shit, bro. You shouldn't have been smoking when you were so tired.
No.
Now your house is on fire, and whose fault is it? Well, I guess it's yours. So I could try to carry you out of here, or I could just go back to the truck and get some marshmallows, and you can learn a fucking lesson. Like, Jesus Christ, bitch. No one's fired her, by the way? Like, you put this video out, you need to be fired.
Well, they keep getting reassigned because the Janethia Hudley Hayes, she was initially appointed by Antonio Villagrosa.
We got to change the name.
Served 8 years and then was again appointed by Mayor Karen Bass. And then,
and these people get paid for this shit?
Yeah.
We are so
and
fucking
Janethia
nuts.
she said, for me, it's time to retire at 81. It's time for me to take care of Janethia. So 81.
Oh.
And I assume it's like a Biden 81 and not a Trump 81.
And after a long career of not fighting fires.
Yes.
It's time to retire.
Yeah.
Yeah. After a long career of bilking money from taxpayers for doing fucking nothing, it's time to hang up the cleats.
And when these reports came in about the Palisades fire, how they let it burn, they didn't extinguish it completely, there's a lot of mishandling. All these people when that report came in, they kind of refused to investigate it any further. They don't want accountability.
Well, they're like Newsom with fraud.
Yes.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't like fraud, but if it's in his state and makes him accountable, then no investigation for fraud.
Yeah.
That's the way it rolls. Makes sense. And by the way, these are the people you want. This is a funny one. When did this Pride magazine article come out? It says, amid Palisades fire, Los Angeles' first LGBTQ plus fire chief is proving lesbians get it done. After you burned everything down, this is lesbians getting it done?
That sounds like the slogan for a union you don't want to be a part of.
That's right. Lesbians.
Get it done.
Get it done. All right.
And when someone comes to save you, you don't want them to just look like you. You want to know who they sleep with and be like, wait, do you have the same sexual orientation as I do?
So important that they scissor and eat pussy all day because I'm not letting them save my kids if they're not scissoring all day with their partners. Jesus Christ. Are we fucking nuts? And by the way, could sane people start piping up and explaining this DEI bullshit is dangerous?
Yes.
It's dangerous.
Well, the thing that annoys me the most about it, I've heard people on the left, they try to retroactively claim that DEI is what gave us like affirmative action, and then they go into the civil rights movement, and then they say the Americans with Disabilities Act, that everything that ever helped a disenfranchised group was DEI, and that's not true at all.
Yes, the dumb shits from The View are like, he's against DEI because he doesn't want to see black people, and no. It's none of that.
That term diversity, equity, and inclusion never appeared together anywhere until around the George Floyd riots. It started gaining momentum. And then there was a bill that Biden passed that used DEI like 23 times. And it's just quota-based hiring based on identity politics. That's all that it is.
Yes. So what we're saying is we would like a world-class orchestra, and we will hire the best violinists and cellists and French horn players and we will not pay attention to the color of their skin because we want a world-class orchestra. Now, it doesn't mean there's not going to be black and Hispanics in the orchestra. We just want the best players for the orchestra. And if you think black and Hispanic are underrepresented in the orchestra, then you may want to start a program reaching out to these people and getting them involved with music at a younger age. But we're not going to fuck up the orchestra and shove in some people that look like you, asshole.
Yep. And then because of intersectionality, it became even worse. It even disenfranchised some of those people. There was a project I was working on at the time, and they had a big DEI department. And I tried to recommend a black friend as a writer, but they said no because it can't be a straight black guy.
Yeah, that's
And I recommended a gay guy, but they were like, no, it's a white gay guy. You need to have all the right intersectionality, genderqueer requirements to fulfill the role.
It's sad. And like I said, when it's the orchestra or a sitcom, people aren't dying. But when you start getting into positions like fire chief, then people die.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. What else?
You mentioned fraud earlier. There's first there was the daycare center fraud in Minnesota. Now there's a CBS investigation. A salon, a modeling agency, and 89 hospices are registered to one 3-story LA building. The Merabi Professional Medical Plaza, a 3-story, 32,000 square foot stucco and glass building, is home to 89 licensed hospice companies.
89?
Yes.
Yeah.
This particular building, patient advocate Sheila Clark said, I noticed this particular building, and I'm like, dang, how can there be that many licensed and certified hospices in this tiny little building? It's something called clustering, which is grouping large numbers of hospice offices together, and it's basically a way to, fraud the government out of benefits and funding for these companies that may not be actually there.
It's so insane. And listen, you can't have this kind of chasm between how much you expect the taxpayer to give you versus how you treat the money they give you. And so what I've always said about Los Angeles and California and any blue state or any sanctuary state is there are always going to be citizens that cost you money and then citizens that pay for the citizens that cost you money. Now, the government doesn't have money, but they'll take your money and they'll give some welfare or school lunches or build a prison or incarcerate or mental services or whatever. But so there's a group of people who are basically takers. And I'm not even using it as a pejorative. I'm just kind of saying you guys are at a deficit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like saying, I have an employee, he eats a lot of food, he doesn't really get much done, and he steals supplies. It's like, okay, well, that person is a negative on your business. And then there'll be ones that come in early and stay late and do the work of 3, and that's a positive. And so what you hope for is like the one guy's doing the work of 3 can kind of spackle over the guy stealing the supplies, but it'd be nice to get rid of that guy at a certain point. And so LA has a thing. And by the way, the takers, the criminals or the people that are on welfare or the people that are, their chronic back problems that are on disability or whatever, you need to, first off, let's not make them into heroes. These are takers. Let's do the best we can with them efficiently, but let's not yell at the other people who are paying to pay more so we can take care of more takers, especially when most of them are making the shit up.
Yeah.
And whether it's New York or it's LA, their plan is like, we got to get more income to take care of more of this. And my answer is you're already at the top of the fucking heap in terms of taking income from citizens. You can keep going higher, but like according to my math, people living in California 15 years from now will take home 25% of their pay and the other 75 is going to you guys. So I don't like where this is heading. We're already at about 50-50 federal and state. So let's work on the money that's flying out the window with all the takers. And nobody's saying take the person with polio and shove them off a cliff. We're saying take the person who's faking polio, and there's a lot of them, and let's see if we can stop that bleeding. And then you won't need to keep coming after us for more money. But their only solution is come after the creators and the people doing the work of 3 and see if they can get them to do the work of 4 and pay no never mind to the people that are taking all the money, which is, it's insane, but it's also really super nervy. Like if you think about it, like it's like literally just going, like, could you imagine your parents with a straight face going, look, your brother chooses not to work. He chooses not to do chores. He doesn't want to do anything. We're already taking about half of your allowance and funneling it over to your brother. And you're like, where is he? I don't know, he's probably playing video games and eating taffy right now. Why doesn't he work again? Don't worry about that. We're at about 50%. What we're looking for is about 60%, so we can channel more. How about you go talk to the guy?
And maybe you can do more chores to earn more allowance to give more of it to him.
How about you talk to the guy who's not doing anything?
Exactly.
And also, you're welcome.
Yes.
Like, instead of yelling at me, I'm not paying my fair share, I'm not doing enough chores, how about you go find the guy who's not doing any chores and go fucking talk to him?
And you have the taker side like that. And then the government agencies that oversee all this, it's the same people that go over budget on bridge projects and stuff. You mentioned New York. There was a study that came out this week. I think that it's New York City spends as much per year on each homeless person as a family makes in a year.
Right.
That's how much money they're pouring into just every homeless person.
It has to go that way because it's not their money. They're spending your money. It's always going to work that way. So they're going, and now Kathy Holcomb, who's appears to be an idiot, is like now trying to get her high dollar people not to leave.
Yeah.
And she's like saying, come on, do the right thing. They're like, fuck you, I'm going to Florida. Like, your business plan is chasing off the people who do the work of three and do all the chores. Your business plan for this house is alienating the son that does all the chores and getting him to move to Nashville and being left with the fucking flopped out son, the flunky who does nothing.
Yeah,
that's your strategy.
We lose all the billionaires and we keep all the homeless, basically.
Right. That's your plan.
Yeah.
I don't know why no one has really seemed to figure that one out. And also, Mendami or whoever, you thinking rich guys are going to do the right thing? Rich guys already pay half their income for shit they don't use.
Yeah.
So do not try to guilt them. You know what I mean? It's a weird thing. It's like saying, I got a parking ticket and it was $57, and then someone goes, "Why don't you do the right thing and pay $80?" It's like I'm pissed at 57, bro. Like, I already am angry at 57. What do you mean the right thing?
And I'm glad the fraud's finally being exposed, because it seems like because they're throwing other people's money at this, they haven't previously shown much interest in exposing this fraud, which is going on. Like,
I think it's deeper, and sorry for cutting you off, but
no, not at all.
I think it's two things. It's A, it's your money, so who gives a shit?
Yeah.
B, it's our constituency. Let's not piss off the people that are voting for us by looking into their fraud.
Yeah.
That is our constituency. I mean, Somalians in Minnesota, I mean, you don't think these people in Tim Walz knew anything about this?
They had the Leering Center up there. And then some of the signs of fraud that they found with this hospice center, they had 6 times the normal number of hospice centers in one area as any other state. There was more hospice center providers than they needed for the elderly population in that area. There was a guy who was on their records as receiving ongoing medication for both diabetes and malaria. Which is like, no one in California has contracted malaria in years. And there was nurses would report that about the grief of a family that lost a patient there, and there was no record that the patient ever actually died.
Well, here's the whole thing, everybody, all the time. I've now sadly realized it. People are no different than pets. And it's sad. But I mean, my dog, Phil, never listened to a word I said. But as soon as Dr. Drew got a little treat in his hand, he sat, he laid down. He did everything Drew told him to do, but he needed the treat.
Yeah.
And sorry, that's what he does. You know what I mean? And you go, but why doesn't he just do the right thing? It's like, because he's a dog, and he's just going to do what's in it for him. And you can do two things. You can either give him a treat or you can beat him. Either way, you can get him to sit. It's got to be one or the other.
So you're saying we should beat the hospice
I'm
owners,
saying beat
if I'm following.
people in hospice care is what I'm saying.
What's in hospice care?
Is one of those hospice centers named the Mario Lopez
Memorial?
Not yet,
but I
nothing?
think they're going to have to.
Okay.
Right now it's Merabi Plaza, but if Merabi has committed sexual
here's
assault.
the thing. we can either dream of a world where on Halloween you leave the big plastic pumpkin on the porch and you put all the M&Ms in there and all the peanut butter cups. You put a little sign that says, limit yourself
Take
to
one.
one. Limit yourself to one.
Yep.
We can dream of a world where every kid who walks up just takes one and walks away. Or we can take a guy with a fucking shotgun and have him stand next to the pumpkin. The dream of the world part, I was with you.
Yes.
Except for first guy comes in, takes the pumpkin. So that doesn't work because it goes against human nature. The kid is not a criminal. He may not even be bad. He just looks down, sees a pumpkin filled with peanut butter cups, realizes he loves peanut butter cups, looks around, and helps himself to all the peanut butter cups. That's called the human condition. That's how adults are.
And you just need someone there to beat him.
We need somebody to beat them. No, that is. So when you start all these programs, immediately they get abused. And they get abused in a weird way. They turn decent people sort of into criminals. Like anyone who gets divorced, you take your ex-wife who was a decent person before the divorce, you turn her into a horrible criminal. Yeah. Essentially, like an immoral person, like someone who's like will take all the money and do whatever, like a real disappointing person because the law turned her into it. And they go, well, is this person a thief? No, but if the law is on their side, then they're going to take as much of your shit as they can that they didn't earn. Oh, we got Hochul.
Oh, okay.
New York governor told Trump voters. Oh, this is it. Told him. Yeah. Do I have a clip of it? Sorry.
The era of Trump and Zeldin and Molinaro, just jump on a bus and head down to Florida where you belong, okay? Get out of town.
Yeah.
Get out of town.
Get out. Take your wallets.
You don't represent our values.
Their values.
You are not New Yorkers.
Hold on. Hey, bitch, we pay for your values. We may not represent. We don't represent getting illegals abortions or sex changes, but we fucking pay for it. I love it. By the way, she's a fucking dope.
She's awful.
She's a dope. And you can't have dope. Again, DEI and dopes in positions of power. So anyway, 2022, she's telling all the Trump people to hit the bricks. But now this is her now. Sorry.
Being conscious of the facts that I need people who are high net worth to support the generous social programs that we want to have in our state. Right? Now, there are some patriotic millionaires who stepped up. Okay, cut me the checks. I mean, just if you want to be supportive, but maybe the first step should be go down to Palm Beach and see who you can bring back home, because our tax base has been eroded.
All right.
So
she doesn't have any money, but by the way, we don't share your values. What the fuck values are you talking about? Run the city competently and don't let my values are, I don't want Palisades to burn down. I don't want New York to go broke. Those are my values. What are your values? Oh, it's the LGBT plus community. Okay. Yeah. So run everyone out. It's so retarded. And by the way, chicks do it all the time. They go, Elon Musk, you're a dope. You've never done anything. Get out of here. It's like, okay, I'll take me and my 700,000 employees.
It's 5 different companies and rockets and electric cars and AI.
Yes. All right. This Friday and Saturday, Norfolk, Nebraska, at the District Event Center. 2 shows. Early show on Friday's pretty much sold out, but there'll be shows Friday and Saturday, late shows and that kind of stuff. You go to adamcarolla.com. Lincoln, I'm going on Sunday, by the way. Just go to adamcarolla.com for all the live shows. What can I plug for you, other Adam?
I got canceled news on my YouTube channel. I will be at the Junkyard in Simi Valley April 11th, and I'll be at the Kenosha Comedy Club with Yakov May 29th and 30th.
By the way, Junkyard's not a gig. He's picking out a new master cylinder for his Toyota.
I am. I got to be digging.
Pulling one off a RAV4.
Hopefully an audience will show up to watch.
All right. Until next time, it's time for Nick Leisure and Brian Austin Green and Adam YENSER saying mahalo.